Well, hello, folks. Noticed a new studio feature. I've been doing one of these videos in a while, so I thought I'd do it. New materials have been released into Studio, so I'll check them out. But I'll kind of spoil it here. Looking at the documentation or on the on the forum, not documentation. We have cardboard, carpet, roof shingles, I think, clay roof tiles, and on the second row we have leather. Plaster is a really good one that I like. Then we have rubber, which I think is the black one here, and then ceramic tiles, which is also really nice, is right there too. Another thing that I like is that we have cardboard, so and then some of the roof tiles. I think these materials that are added are really nice. So in order to use these, you have to go into, Roblox Studio and go to Files and Beta Features. Now, in case you have beta features already selected, just um clicks like undo all of them that you have. So like the way to select all of them is by clicking name. Make sure it's unselected, save it, restart Studio, then go back and then make sure everything is on, and then you could get the new feature. The only reason why you can do that is because in case you have all the beta features or you follow them all, it won't automatically update it for you, so you'd have to manually do that. But if you don't, just make sure you select it all and stuff. Another question I'll answer is that these are not going to be able to be viewed in games. So let's say you have a game, right? And you want to use these materials, they will not be available or be able to be seen um, as this is just a beta feature, so people could get this early. So I'll start off with what's the first one? Cardboard. Sweet. Cardboard. And yes, these are physically based render, just like all materials here. It looks alright, but I'd rather use my own. Um, so I'd give that a nice texture right or color right there. It does look really good, I will admit. So if you're just gonna make some cardboard boxes in like 2 seconds, I guess you could do this and add some like images or stuff on it. So that is cardboard, and next that we have is carpet actually. So change the color back, go to carpet. So this is just a different version of fabric, but I'm glad that we have two separate ones. Again, you can add in your own materials. You can even generate your own texture materials with the AI material generator, but I think it's really nice. I like the material. And again, you can always like recolor them, and I think Roblox does a good job when it comes to that. Next one is the roof shingles. I know I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong, so I'll just go with it. Let me know in comments if the correct way to pronounce that. This one I actually like. This is gonna be helpful for a lot of people who do building, like who build houses, who make like a bunch of roleplay maps or combat maps in like urban environments. So this will be a huge help in terms of finding the right material. Next one we have is clay roof tiles. You'll see a bunch of these in California, where I'm at. Clay roof tiles. There you go. These ones I like. Here. Oh, perfect. All right, yeah. And you know how it looks like 3D or like it's coming out but it's not. That's what physically based rendering does, and what it is just a bunch of different texture maps put onto one to make it look 3D. So instead of having to add geometry to an object, we just make it a PBR texture. So it looks like um it has light affecting to it when in reality it's just a flat plane. And it's really helpful, and this has been out for since like the like ever since games were being created, normal maps and all that stuff. It's a bunch of stuff that has to do with like geometry and all that nerdy stuff. Okay. Leather. Let me find that. I'm excited to see the plaster because I like making a bunch of abandoned buildings and stuff. Okay, here's leather. It's not that exciting. Dang, I keep getting the color perfect every time. So these are only good for like couches or if you're gonna make a jacket. I generally don't know what else I'd use this for. I'd probably never use it personally. There's definitely a lot of better textures on online that are much better than that and have a little rougher texture to it or a rougher map to it. Um, okay, plaster. All right, here is plaster. If I could find it, it's right here. Is it? I got it right. Okay, here's plaster. Okay, I'll be honest. I think this is the best here. It looks really good. I like the roughness and I just the texture in general. It's really well made. Um, just knowing how Roblox doesn't have the best looking textures when it comes to some things like wood, for example, the default wood texture, not a fan of. But I'd say this takes one of the top, like in terms of like the best that Roblox has, and that's just me because I like making realistic things. So again, they try to what I think Roblox tends to do is they'll make a mix between stylized materials and realistic. So they have to meet somewhere in the middle to fit um how do I say it? To compensate for both art styles. Okay, next one is rubber. I also don't know what people are going to be using for this. I'll be honest. Oh, I'm also going to be curious on like sounds that people will add for like footstep materials. To be honest, this just looks like another way people will use for concrete. Now that I see it, I know this is like a close up of what rubber would look like, but yeah, I could see how it's rubber, but I could also definitely see people using this on like buildings for like detail of concrete and stuff. So here, I'll even show you the concrete texture that Roblox has. You can definitely then see how people would use it for such uses. What's the next one? Ceramic tiles. Okay, I like this one too. I think this is one of the best one that Roblox had. One of the best ones that Roblox has released. If I find it. Okay, ceramic tiles. Oh wow, this is awesome. Okay, this is actually really good. I like the. It looks like little wet spots or that comes from the roughness map on this texture, and it's really good. This is actually really good of what Roblox has. I could see a lot of games using this as a stylized texture, and then a lot of realistic games using this. This is very well made. It fits both art styles, and I think a lot. I'll start seeing a lot of games have uses for these. Anyways, that'll finish up the video. I hope it was informative, and then again, make sure to use beta features for this in order to unlock it. And these are not available to be used in game yet. Every other texture is, or sorry, not texture, but materials. Every other materials sorry, every other material is available, but just not these. These are just there for testing because there's gonna be a bunch of bugs or issues coming up, so we can't release them yet. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Have a good night.